Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the FHG account and we are looking at the Burning Brute. So some of the formations in here, which I know one of them within the Cursed Realm does rely on a Helios. That is the reason we are building him out today. So getting him really maxed out, decked out, being able to put some artifacts on him, having him at a usable level is really what I'm looking to do. We've seen him actually used in a couple different formations, including the Burning Brute. So I did go through and I tried this a couple times. So the lineup that I found that worked the best for me, and again, this is really dependent on the heroes you have. So looking here, guys, in team number one, we use Grez and we use Kren, two very high damage builders. We also do have Silas in here, which again is going to give an attack rating boost. Mortis in here, the exact same, going to be the attack rating boost that we get out of here. And Oden, as he scales, does an incredible amount of damage. Within the second team, Lucretia, and we went with Soros. We do have Hodgkin in here as a buffer. Remember, even though he is a tank, he does a very big buff aspect in here. We have Moreo for really some crowd control in here, as well as some damage. And Orthos, once the heroes are kind of together, again, with Moreo kind of putting them together, we can actually stack them pretty efficiently, and Orthos will freeze a majority of them, which is a pretty cool effect. So in our third team here, I'm going with the Ainz Albedo. We know Merlin is up here in the front. If he does take fatal damage, he will cheat death. But ultimately, this is relying on Rose following Ainz ulting. But in addition, Rose will do a considerable amount of damage. And with that 9 of 9 furniture, it will up her stats and damage as well. The third team here, we're going for the 5-pull with a Raku variant in here. So we're going to be able to lock everyone together with the 5-pull of Iran. Hopefully between Queen and this crowd control that Raku is going to bring, we can actually lock these heroes down for a considerable amount of time. On our fifth team, this is a little tough one. Again, this is where Helios is coming in. I do need him built up a little bit more, but this is very reliant. As you can see, it's kind of the old school God tier comp, except we're not worried about the crowd control that Mahira brings. I'm worried about the boost damage that Rain is going to bring in here. And then Helios, of course, is going to be a really solid buffer, which is the reason that we're building him. As we continue to develop him and continue to build him out, he's going to work super effective. Then, of course, the twins in here, guys, starting the super cycle with the energy that is generated from the twins, energy that is generated from Aziz, and then, of course, relying on old school Taylene. We do not have the new Taylene, even though we got really lucky with unlocking her, and we got really lucky with 4 copies of Helios. It's going to be very cool to see. So our final team comp is, again, a little bit of a variation of a team comp. So we have Entendre in here with Drez. Again, I know they need to be a little built up a little bit more. Warwick and Mishka as well. Now, in the DPS slot, a lot of players are running Thane. So Thane is the actual DPS hero that they put in here. My Thane is only at a +10 signature item, no furniture, anything of that nature. So I actually dropped out Thane to see if we could make it work with Athalia just because of the sheer damage. I did go through a lot of the formation and looking overall at the damage aspect of it, kind of the single target. Because remember, the debuff in here, all allied hero attributes cannot be increased. So majority of the heroes in here not doing really solid damage is really the reason why I put Athalia. Might not be the best choice, but ultimately I'm going to go with this team. So we're going to begin the battle. We're going to speed through the battles. Once we get through the battles the first time, I'm just going to go ahead and let it go on auto because I really want to pay attention to what is working within these formations and what is not working. So if you do have heroes that are dying out very quickly within here, they could be replaced from other heroes. But you can see, look, everyone is literally locked right here in the back due to Kren, and then, of course, the displacement of Oden, allowing us to really maximize the damage that we see in here. And, of course, Kren just bombarding everyone with that ultimate ability, again, stacking them back. Now, the big thing here is, remember, they do not die. So as they sit in the back, we have all of Grez's minions literally just stacking them up. So it is a very strong team comp to get out of once we get to this point. Oden just continues doing increasing damage to them over the entire fight, which, as you can see, guys, doing a lot of damage and doing a lot of damage really quick. Having these heroes much stronger, of course, will just amplify the damage that they produce, but not too bad. I mean, 860, what's that, million right there. This formation I was a little concerned about, just having the heroes together, because there's a couple that I really don't have built and I was worried. But see, as you can see, we're bringing them together. So I'm hoping we don't lose a lot of these heroes. This does really rely on Saurus getting those stacks up, because when Saurus has the stacks up, he can heal the entire team and he can keep the entire team healed with those stacks. Which is good. You can see HP going up right there. And Lucretia, unfortunately, we're not losing anyone, meaning she doesn't get the big attack buff, but ultimately she is doing pretty well. So there's a big buff. Once we lost Muriel, Lucretia, of course, does more damage. And Orthos being built just kind of stacks everyone within here, freezing them as they go. We got 10 seconds left on this one, which just Orthos left. He's really tough to build when he scales. But overall, not too bad. 452 on that one. Damage mitigation rate there from Merlin off the bat. Rowan's got a couple stuns. This is one that you have to be really careful about, because you could lose Ions early, and that's exactly what happens. Again, most of these formations are a lot of RNG. So now we have Rose following Rowan, meaning this team's not going to do much damage because it's going to be relatively just a lot of ults in here. Got to keep Ainz alive, guys. If Ainz dies again, this formation is very reliant on him. So really just the RNG factor of this. Solus, as you can see, is just raining the little flower spores all over the battlefield, which do an incredible amount of damage in there. So I'm hoping on the next attempt, which we'll just do the fast attempt, we will be able to keep this formation together. This one's another one with the 5-pole. Again, we can't lose Iran very quickly, because if we do, it's not going to be super effective. I think maybe I don't have the heroes that are strong enough, because we didn't even last at all for that formation. And of course, this is the one reliant. We picked up Helios. Definitely need to build him out a lot further than he is. But ultimately, it is going to start that super cycle with the twins, allowing Taylene to just go back and heal over and over and over. And Helios, of course, doing his ultimate ability, getting all the cubes, the extra damage up on the entire team. But again, we cannot have him die. A lot of RNG involved with these. We just have the ground burning effect there of Aziz stacked up with all of these heroes we have. Big burst damage right there from Belinda is what we got to look out for. And Rain, of course, is providing that increased damage to a target, just really stacking all of the heroes together on the enemy side. 17 seconds left, 15 seconds. So again, doing pretty decent damage here. We could, Helios just died early for the simple fact that he's not built out very much. We do have quite a bit to build. And this is my final team, guys. Again, Warwick just got burned down there. Another hero that I really need to focus on building. And at this level, guys, most players have all of these heroes built, especially for this faction. I don't have a lot of these built. Mishka still needs furniture. The survivability, again, we went down pretty quick there. So 2.9 million damage, which took us to 47. So we're going to go ahead and do this just a couple times, see if we can get this RNG to work, which honestly, that's what it is for a lot of players. 2.9 again on that one. And I'm hoping we can get, again, lucky with a little bit of RNG within here to get one of these down. 2.9. 2.9 might be the best, guys. We might be at that 47%. But definitely some heroes that I need to work on. Definitely some heroes that we can swap out, because that second team and that third team doesn't seem to be doing that much damage. But ultimately, guys, this is really just a trial and error. We could come through here and try this 10 times and have, one of our challenges that really fire off, and, the heroes live and we will not have any issues getting through there. So 2.9, I'm going to give it one more attempt and we'll save our final one, see if I can get a little bit better than our 47%. Go through, check the gear, make sure everyone is stacked, make sure the relics are all stacked. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do all of those checks and see if we can get a little bit better than that 47%. All right, guys, so our final attempt here, I made sure that everyone was decked out with everything we had, made sure the artifacts were set, trying to break that amount, and just looking through the team, you know, we could build out a star. There's a couple other heroes, Helios for sure, but there are several other heroes depending on the furniture, depending on the build, that we could definitely work in. And again, having Thane here, or having Warwick and having Drez a little bit more build. Same with Mishka, could make a really big difference when it comes to this formation. But I'm hoping we could try this to get a little bit. 3.1, so went to 41%. We're going to spend 100 diamonds. You know what? I'm going to give it 5 more attempts, again, just for that RNG aspect. So it does make a really big difference with what you do have on these heroes. 3.1 and the 100 diamonds might be a moot point, but ultimately we'll see where we can get with the formations that we have. 3.2 or 2.3, so it takes us to 38. So definitely a little bit better there. And every time you're getting a little bit better, you can get better rewards. So 3.3 on that one takes us to, again, 38%. So I'm hoping, again, one good RNG factor with here. 3.4, 35%. Very nice. That gives us into a pretty good division right there. And our final attempt here, guys. Hoping this is going to be our best one yet. 3.4 is where it stays. So overall, not too bad, guys. 380 of our Twisted Essence. We are picking up some Stargazer Scrolls, so very nice with that. Elemental Shards, and then, of course, Cores. So getting both of those very cool. Getting our 37 ranking right there. Awesome. So we got 12 more hours. Hopefully we don't get pushed any further down. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let me know how I could change up some of these formations. I know there are some heroes that I do not have built that I absolutely need to have built, which was the reason earlier today that we did go look for in Summon for Helios. So again, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.